All right, welcome in. We're at Off Ice Athletics here at City National Arena. Jared Yeager, the owner, is with me. Jared, great to be in your home.
Oh yeah, very excited to have you guys.
Show us around.
Oh, welcome into Off Ice Athletics. So we're a pretty well open space. So as you come in, you're able to see our turf stripping markers, so we can do our turf style work. When you come in, you notice where it seems like a really large space. That way we can have large groups come through and work without having to be on top of each other, especially right now during the pandemic. We can have spacing. But then as you go through, we've got a couple of squat racks for heavier lifting and suspension-based training, as well as our barbells for like pull-ups and things like that with our pull-up bars. And you come through and you can use open space, and then we come to our racks. So we have different style bars, and then as you come through, we've got our functional equipment, so kettlebells, dumbbells, different kind of balls, ladders, hurdles, things that you can work with. Power, agility, a lot more versatility. You can pick it up, and then that big empty space you saw, you can now use that space to go through with all these different things and create whatever workout environment you need.
Okay, and show us the big glass windows that open up right to City National Arena, because this is cool to me. I mean, this really ties you into the game of hockey, doesn't it?
This is probably by far my favorite part about this space versus being closed off. When you come on over, you get a great view of rink B. So on the other side of the arena is the Knights practice sheet of ice.
Right.
Here is the other sheet. So you get a lot of youth hockey, figure skating, but at any given point, if you want to fix of the ice, you just got to walk over and take a look, and you can see out and have a great view of the whole ice. So especially when there's going to be tournaments and things going on, it's going to be great just to pull up a chair and be able to watch the hockey going on.
You know, a wise man of the Vegas Golden Knights told me visibility is accountability. That's the same thing here, right?
Oh, absolutely. And you can go through and you can see at any given point, people in here can see why they're working because they can see out there. And also anyone out there can also see in through. So it's a two-way mirror so people can see, hey, there's stuff going on. So there's visibility on both sides and accountability for people going, oh, God, I don't know if I want to do this workout. Look out, well that's why, because I want to be able to figure skater, hit that spin, a hockey player, be able to, win that puck battle. So it's just a great setup to feel like not just a gym, but it's a part of the facility and part of the game as a whole.
Absolutely. Well, Off Ice Athletics is about as close to on ice as you can get.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for taking us through. Thanks for being a big part of it. And Vegas continues to amaze me in everything that they do. All right, welcome in, hockey fans in the Southwest. Still in Las Vegas, doing another Sunday special because this is an important spot for me to come. It is in City National Arena. We're on the second level. It's Off Ice Athletics, newly formed to train hockey people and athletes, right? Or everybody, basically. Exactly. I got Jared and Kendall Yeager with me, the owners of this beautiful facility. Okay, let's start at the very beginning. How did this dream come true?
So it was funny, when Kendall and I were going through our undergrad and grad school at UNLV, we had been talking on and off about what we want to do for careers and wanted to move into hockey from our backgrounds. And we always joked about wanting to open up our own gym. And so we came up with the name of the concept years and years ago and never actually went through with it. So then through the yeah, so it's been a while. It's from about 6 years ago. And then as we got through the last few years, Kendall working with the Knights and then our other jobs, we started to realize that we wanted to get back into doing stuff with hockey players because we'd gotten away from it for a while. So we started working with the management group to be able to move in here and then just started formation and going from there.
Okay, so when we talk about working with hockey players, Kendall, you've worked with them, but you've worked on them on multiple sides, UNLV and the Golden Knights on the training side of things and as the athletic trainer. But now it's a little bit more in depth in this part of it. Is that fair?
Yeah, I would say so. This time around, it's obviously a little bit different having it be our thing as opposed to working for somebody else. We've both got a lot of extensive sports backgrounds, obviously. We both grew up in hockey in the rinks. Obviously, I was the athletic trainer for UNLV for quite a few years, right. And then moved on to a internship and then a reconditioning role with the Vegas Golden Knights, which has really taught me a lot as far as the strength and conditioning side goes. So I think it really makes us uniquely capable in this realm.
Absolutely. And I spent a little bit of time over at Lifeguard Arena for the Henderson Silver Knights, and I can't tell you how many times I was told in about 45 minutes I was there, about the importance of nutrition and training. And Kerry Boobles was my tour guide, if you will. And he was telling me that as we went through the building, that one of the most important things that they put together for AHL players was that fact, the nutrition and the exercise and the training part of it. And then he brought up something that he said, visibility is accountability. And everything that they did over there was to try to make you, as a player, as a coach, as a nutrition specialist, as a trainer, to be very visible to everybody.
Yep. And, it's been a development through hockey for a number of years, where it used to be, more time on the ice turned into better performance. And then, we've quickly learned that it comes to be more of an all-around encompassing athlete. So it's not just time spent on the ice, it's time spent in the gym, it's time spent getting therapy with an athletic trainer, massage therapist, eating the right stuff, being able to sleep. It starts to create a more well-rounded person, an athlete, and to be able to move that bar as you get to those higher performance guys like you see in the NHL and AHL. And so now it's trickling down to needing to have that stuff in place for younger kids. So kids, 10 and 12 years old, they don't have to necessarily lift weights, but they need to understand the importance of, it's not just about on the ice.
Right.
They need to be able to have those habits for off the ice, eating correctly, sleeping, being able to move well. That way when they start getting older, those aren't new things for them when they're 14 and 16, that those are already instilled in them.
Absolutely. Okay, so we talk about the professional athletes. They're obviously, top shape, and you're just trying to get them better. But the growth of hockey in Vegas has turned this into a mecca for youth sports too. So tell me a little bit about what you've seen in the growth of hockey and how important this building is going to be for the youth.
Definitely. Yeah, so when I was putting together our website, it kind of dawned on me that everybody likes to use this hockey in the desert phrase, which really makes me giggle a little bit, because Jared and I have been instilled in hockey in Vegas since before that phrase was even coined. So that's really exciting, and it's so cool to see how many people are flocking to hockey in Las Vegas. And, ice hockey, back when I was a kid wasn't as popular here in Vegas, but roller hockey's always been huge. And so really seeing how much this organization in this building, and now with the one in Henderson Lifeguard, I really think that it's growing exponentially, and it's really, really exciting to see.
Okay, so we're getting a really good background of what's going on. Let's take a quick break, and then let's come back and let you tell us specifically about what happens in this place. And then after that, you're going to put me through a few workouts and give everybody on camera a good laugh.
All right, you got it.
All right, we'll be right back with Jared and Kendall here in just a minute on a Sunday special.
Donor here for my good friends at Bell Ford. I've always expected 110% out of my teams, and at Bell Ford, you'll find nothing less. I've been buying my Ford cars and trucks here ever since I came to Phoenix. Bell Ford is my Ford dealer, and don't let me find you shopping anywhere else. Take it from the captain. The premium buying experience is right here at Bell Ford. I-17 and Bell Road. Check their deals anytime at bellford.com.
All right, we're back. The Sunday special presented by Bell Ford. Vegas. I love being in Vegas. Been here for a week. I've seen just a little bit of everything. Every time I come up here, guys, you know as well as I do that the excitement for hockey, even when there's not games being played, people are buying jerseys. They're thinking about when the next game is. They're thinking about how they're going to have a watch party. They're thinking about all the places they can go to watch hockey. But this building is designed to teach them how to be better hockey players, better athletes, just stay physically fit. So Jared, tell us what's going to happen in this building, and in a few minutes we'll take a little tour of it.
All right, perfect. So our main goal coming in here was to be able to offer a more well-rounded program to ice-based athletes. So hockey players being a big one in Las Vegas, but also, as you can see behind us, you have a view of the rink.
Right.
A lot of figure skating is going on in Las Vegas, and that's actually grown a lot more from when we were younger as well. So our goal here is to be able to offer the off-ice components to help them perform and stay healthier on the ice. You always see terms thrown around, strength and power and all these things, and there's so many things that you can train when it comes to athletes off the ice to help them on the ice.
Right.
So now it's a matter of getting into groups of kids to understand how to move and then develop those traits. So our goal is to offer our strength and conditioning services to teams locally here in Las Vegas. Eventually, college team with UNLV. We have the Thunderbirds here in town. That would be a great work.
Team, yep.
And then you also have a vast growth within the Vegas Junior Golden Knights.
Right.
And so you have all these teams that are going through. And honestly, what we've seen just from opening in the last week is the growth of even the non-competitive travel kids is in the house leagues even.
I bet.
So it's just astounding how many kids there are here. So what we want to do is be able to offer the services so these kids can learn how to become stronger and more durable and perform better on the ice and also stay safe while doing it.
Okay, so when we look around the building and we come through the doors and you see this open area and people go, it's a big open area, but there's specific things all the way around, and we'll do a little walkthrough in a minute. But when you're looking at it, tell us a little bit about where you start somebody when they come in. I know it's different for everybody, but where's the starting point?
So with everyone, we do some level of testing.
Okay.
Sometimes it can be as simple as just sitting down, talking, and then going through like a simple movement assessment to see how well you move. Do you have any weaknesses or injuries, things like that?
Okay.
If people have been training for a little bit longer, who already know how to work out on some level, depending on what their goals are as far as general population, then we can go a little more specific on what we're testing. Or with hockey players, we have those specific traits, or figure skaters as well, that they need to be strong, they need to be powerful, but they also need to be balanced and stable. So we have a little more detailed and appropriate testing that we'll do with them to kind of test those qualities.
Okay.
To see where they're at. And based on where the individual group is at, the individual person, team as a whole, then we can build a structured program to tailor the right movements and the right exercises with the right equipment to help them improve on these things that they need.
Awesome. There's also Pilates involved, and I saw that. And I want to know, from that side of things, Kendall, tell me a little bit of Pilates and stretching and working out, that part of it. How important is that to a hockey player or just for everybody? I mean, I'm going to tell you a little secret, but like 50 years ago, I started skating, right? Here I am. But the two most severe injuries I had, one was as a coach. I caught an edge and blew my knee out. Just no contact. The second one, I was refereeing a game, blew the same knee out, caught an edge, went down. And to make it even funnier, it was a high school game. And as I went down on the blue line, I could see the guy with the puck was going to ring the boards with it. And I could see my face being, before I could get back up, what's coming at me. So I know the importance of stretching, whether you're an official, whether you're a coach, player, at any level. So tell us about that.
Okay. Well, I have to admit, so when I was an athletic training student,
Right.
and I was working high school football, the number one thing that our preceptor, our mentors taught us was that if you're going to see somebody go down with some sort of massive, whether it's heart or anything else like that, you're looking at the referees. So referees are just as much athletes as the players are. You have a lot of work that you're doing. So Pilates, yoga, mobility. So yoga is something that I've picked up that working on finalizing that certification, but that's actually a stability, mobility, strength building exercise. It's JOGA,
Okay.
and it's basically jock yoga. It was developed by a brilliant woman out of Canada, and a lot of professional hockey players actually do it. So that'll be a really big aspect to bring in, especially for like figure skaters, for instance. They don't want to come in and lift weights and get bulky.
Right.
So having that in here to build ankle stability as well as mobility and just overall balance and strength in their movements is going to be really important. Pilates is something that I've used with a lot of my athletes, both college and professional. Obviously, I'm not going to be doing a lot of coaching at the moment.
Well, we're going to get to the next Jaeger in line here in just a minute. But.
Yeah, so post new roster edition, we will definitely be having a couple of reformers in here to do Pilates, and then I'll also jump in and start teaching and coaching the kids in strength and conditioning and stuff like that. But it's really important. A lot of players, especially for instance goalies,
Right.
like to think that flexibility is key. But flexibility can be really dangerous because if you're over flexible, but you're not stable in those ranges of motion, then you're going to cause more problems than you're going to fix. So really being able to create that mobility where you're stable in those extreme ranges of motion as opposed to, hey, I can do the splits.
Right.
Okay, well, if you get into the splits and you have to move really fast and you pop something, that's something to look at. So we're really, really focused on creating durable athletes in here.
Okay.
So, you don't have as many injuries. Durability is basically a nice, easy way of saying injury prevention.
Sure.
But a lot of athletes don't like the word injury being used, right? So durability is something that is a little bit easier to palate when it comes to athletes. So, the Pilates aspect, mobility aspect, Jared's really phenomenal when it comes to body weight stuff with kids. Proprioception, getting these young kids who aren't going to be lifting weights, knowing where their feet are in space so that they can move more efficiently both on and off ice.
Very good. Okay, so you brought me into a really good point that I was hoping you were going to, and you led me to it. But what we saw in the NHL this year, this past season, was goaltender injuries. I mean, we're blessed in the Southwest from, we have Colorado now, and we have Vegas, and we have Arizona. But we also have seen some devastating injuries to goaltenders. In Arizona, they lost 2 of them the same way. I think about Colorado making a really great run in the playoffs, and they lose their starting goaltender with a major injury that was a groin. They'll never tell us. They'll say it's lower body, but we all know by looking at him the pain that he was in. So I'm guessing that's where you're talking about the durability, to strengthen those types of things to hopefully prevent them.
Yeah, and working with the college athletes, obviously I've seen tons of injuries to my college hockey players specifically, but those injuries I think can definitely be lessened by teaching athletes at a young age where their limbs are in space, teaching them how to control their limbs, teaching them, okay, so you can do the splits now, to show me how you get out of them. Let's figure out the strength to be able to bring everything back to center and not have you, pulling muscles and, injuring joints in the meantime.
Absolutely. Okay, let's take another break because Jared's going to put me through a workout. Before we go to break, I want you to tell me what you got planned for me, and then I'll see if I'm still in the room when we come back.
Well, I'm not going to be too mean. I'm going to take you just through a few basic movements we do with I'll say our less skilled athletes.
Just old athletes.
There you go.
Can we use old?
There we go. We'll go with older athletes. But what that we'll use just to develop a few of the traits we like to use with our athletes and just cover our general base and go from there.
Awesome. We'll be right back. And Jared and Kendall are both going to put me through a workout and see if I can handle it here on the Sunday special presented by Bell Ford.
Donor here for my good friends at Bell Ford. I've always expected 110% out of my teams. And at Bell Ford, you'll find nothing less. I've been buying my Ford cars and trucks here ever since I came to Phoenix. Bell Ford is my Ford dealer. And don't let me find you shopping anywhere else. Take it from the captain. The premium buying experience is right here at Bell Ford. I-17 and Bell Road. Check their deals anytime at bellford.com.
All right, so we're going to start with a couple of warm-up exercises that we like to do with players, athletes in general. It teaches how your muscles to fire to get ready for the workout, gets your muscles a little bit warm. And also has them moving through a couple of different directions, similar to what you'll have for players and skaters on the ice, so it's not just forward or back, a little bit there. Okay. So we have a blue mini band, a lighter style mini band to start, nothing that's going to strain you, but enough that the muscles will wake up. Okay. We're going to have turf tape set up on the ground, so we'll use that as our distance measure. Okay. So we'll start with just a basic lateral shuffle exercise, so you'll come over to the red tape. Okay. And from there, what you'll do is you're going to assume about a hip-width stance, like an athletic style stance. Okay. You'll squat down part way. Hands can either be on the hips, across the shoulder, in front of you, whatever's comfortable. Okay. And then what we're going to do, we're just going to shuffle from your right leg pushing across 5 yards. So you'll take your right leg, that'll be your driver pushing into the band. Okay. Take a short step, come together, and let that nice and low, just repetitive. Okay, so this one? So you want to push from that back leg, so that back leg is your primary driver. So, yeah, and staying down nice and athletic. Stay down the whole time, even when you come together, good. Let's go one more step. Good, now we're going to do the same thing going back. The focus is that we stay down, I don't want you standing up. So you want to kind of keep that athletic stance, good. And then pushing from that back leg, good. Good, nice and low. You stay down, good, nice and flat hips. Yeah, you should feel your legs pushing into that band, a little burn in the hip area. One more. Good. Start feeling burn through those hips and everything a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to do the same thing, but I'm actually going to take away some of the stability of the hip and start making it fire more now. So I'm going to take your back foot up onto one toe. We're going to do the exact same movement. So we're here, that back leg is going to push side to the side all the way through. Good. So stay nice and low. So you're able to feel those hips working a little bit more because you don't have your heel on the ground on this one. Your front leg keeps it stable. All right, one more. Good. Now switch your feet so that right leg is going to be flat, that left toe is on, and pushing that left toe. 1, 2, 3. Stay nice and low. Those legs are burning a bit. 4, 5. One more push. Good. Okay, you can stand up for a second. Those legs stop hurt. Simple, but those legs start working a little bit.
I feel it.
It's a great way to warm up before a game, before a workout. That way the muscles are already firing, so by the time you're getting going, you don't have to take extra time to work out. Alright, we're going to do one more exercise here, so it's going to be a walk. So what you'll do is you'll step back a little bit, facing that direction. What we're going to do is we're going to keep our feet at hip width. We're going to use one leg to push forward and diagonally a little bit. So we'll step forward and to the side, bring both my feet together, push forward to the side, both my feet together. The idea is that my hips are in control while I'm moving side to side, going forward. Once we get down, we'll do the same thing going back. Out, yep, and forward, stand low, and then pushing out and forward. Good, so you feel that back leg kind of pushing, almost kind of like a skating stride.
Yep.
Good, nice and low, staying balanced on those hips, and then using that band to help feel those knees stay from, just keep you from collapsing. Good. Let's go one more step. Good, so the front one, you can stand up for half a second. Good. Now we're going to do it going back. So you're pushing the back leg, stepping back. Push the front leg, step back. Same thing. Good. So don't worry about how far back you go, because that front leg's going to come with you. So think about staying nice and low on those hips. Good. Better. And good. All right, that's it. So you can just go ahead and slide that band off. Just a couple of simple band exercises. You should feel the blood flowing. You can get a little sweat. I got a little sweat going to demonstrate. Alright, I'll take that, leave it here, and now we're going to walk around over to the wall. We're going to do a little bit of ball throws. So there's a lot of different things you can do with a ball, a medicine ball. There's multiple different weights. And so a few things I like to do with athletes is work on them using the ball to rotate and throw. Okay? Alright, so it's a great way to teach yourself how to transfer energy through your hips, kind of like a shot. So I'll show you what we're going to do. It's not going to be overly powerful. We're going to get that athletic stance that we had over there. You're going to bring that ball to your back hip. And what you're going to do, you're going to use that hip to drive through and throw a ball right at the wall. So it comes through, release the ball, catch it, come back. Bring it back, and use that back hip to really push through and get that ball off the wall. So from here, push, hit the wall, catch, and come back. Don't necessarily want to throw it too low, otherwise you start chasing it through the ground. And you don't have to go too hard from that hip, but you really want to feel that back hip as the lead driver.
So that motion?
Yep, it has to get a little bit closer actually. That way you don't have to worry about how hard you throw it and separate those feet apart a bit. So there you go, a little athletic. All right, go ahead.
What? That's done.
And you got to push from that back hip just a little bit more. Perfect. So you can feel how your arms are going to work. Reach that ball back a little bit further. But if you don't use that hip, you can feel where the hips are going to be your big leader here.
Absolutely.
Let's go 2 more here. So a simple set of 6. 1 more. Good. All right, let's even it out on the other side. We want to make sure we get both sides in use, even though we always shoot one way. Let's go a little bit more. There we go. On the back hip. Good. You shoot right-handed, I'm guessing, right? I can tell. And that's everyone. Everyone's a little bit more athletic. So aim a little higher up on the wall. There you go. Let's go 2 more here. Go a little uneven, but you're a little more forward on this side. Good. 1 more. Good. That's it. Done. So you can feel how one side's a little bit easier to get those hips through than the other. But it's actually important, I'll steal that from you. It's important to be able to do that on both sides while we're doing our off ice, because we get so used to hockey players shooting one direction. Our whole body's used to twisting this way for hundreds and thousands of shots. So doing rotation with the other way is a good way. We talked about durability earlier, to keep those joints healthy so it's not overly twisted one way over years and years of exercise.
Well done.
All right.
Wait, left for me.
All right, got 1 or 2 more exercises left, depending on how much you want to handle.
All right, let's dig into it.
So with hockey players, a lot of strength comes from the legs and the core, but one thing we always want to pay attention to is their shoulders. You get checking, shooting, a lot comes into here.
Okay.
So we like to build strong upper bodies, more for durability. That way when you get hit, you can take hits. We call it building a shield.
Yeah.
So you get enough muscle and strength in there that your joints aren't going to relax and just pop out or things like that. So we're going to do a simple bodyweight exercise. It's called a row. We're going to lean back. Try and keep your body in a pretty straight position with your arms straight.
Okay.
So I'm not letting myself sag. So I'm kind of thinking like there's a rod down. From here, without my shoulders going up to my ears, I try to drive those elbows back, have my chest pretty open, come back down. We want to have an idea of feeling all of that work in our upper shoulders and upper back. All right? So we'll go a set of 8. The further in you go, the harder it gets. So I always tell people a toy. So straighten your arms out a bit, lean back, so you actually have a weight in your hands, and then scoot your feet forward a bit. Good. And then push your hips through, and let your shoulders. Good. Now just pull your elbows back. And then come back down. Good. So you should start feeling pulling here.
Yeah.
Good. So we'll go set up 8. We always make it tougher by having you walk in further. But the big thing is also want to make sure that you feel the movement correctly. And then we can always fix something. So give me 3 more. All the way back. Then let your back. Well, just hold right here 1 second. There you go. Good. Give me a few more from there. Good. 1, 2. Let's go 1 more. And we can pull 3 and done. Good. And so you can see, yeah. So it's great. You don't actually have to load the body with weight. So I use this now for adult college players. I use it for kids a lot because you teach them how to use their whole body as one versus just grabbing a weight and go. That's got its place as well. So just making sure you have the right exercise paired with what you need.
Okay.
All right. And then the last thing we're going to do is a deadlift.
Okay.
It's a great way to work the back of the legs and the hips in a pretty safe environment using what's called a hex bar, so it's able to center around your hip safer. Don't worry, it's not as bad as it looks. But we always talk about leg strength.
Right.
Leg strength is key when it comes to hockey players and physical strength. There's multiple ways to do it, so a good basic way to do it as far as being able to use everything without having to focus on balance, such as a deadlift.
Okay.
So you'll stand in the bar. I go feet, I like to be about hip width, maybe a little bit wider, and then it's depending on how tight your hips are. Some people are slightly open with the toes, so you find what's comfortable.
Okay.
Then you allow your knees to bend, you push your butt back, like you're trying to push your butt into a wall behind you. You get down low enough, you can grab the bar, and you just try to keep your back flat, pretty similar to how we had it there. So instead of grabbing it here, have this nice flat back and good shoulders. Then all you do is you push your feet into the ground and stand up.
Okay.
Once we're here, you go all the way back, just nice and straight. Push your butt back, touch the ground, and go again. Okay? We'll do 6 of them, nice and slow and controlled. We have elevated a little bit, just so we don't have to go too deep. There you go. So feel a little louder than that.
About there?
Yeah, right about there, good.
Okay.
Now bend your knees a bit, bring your hips down, pause, good. Feel yourself tighten up right here a bit.
Yep.
And then push into the ground with those legs and just stand straight up. 1. So you should feel a lot of your legs. Go again. Make sure you don't lift up with those arms, so it's all legs stand up, the elbows stay nice and straight. 3, you should feel the back of those legs to get them out. Pushing hard from the middle of your foot and your heel. 4, let's go 2 more. 5, lean back a hair more as we go down for this last one. Whoop. Up, 6, hold. So when you go back, just lean. Yep. Go ahead and lean back as you go down. Good. Make sure this doesn't fall out. You can let go. That's it.
All right.
Hey, 4's pretty good.
I like it.
Hey, man, I've seen a lot worse from people I've trained for a lot longer, so that looks pretty good.
All right, I still got it.
You still got it, I like it. See?
Okay, we'll be right back, folks, and wrap things up here at ITHSW.com. So OIAthleticsLV.com is a way to reach you. We'll talk about it in just a minute.
All right, perfect.
We're back, folks, so welcome back into Sunday Special presented by Bell Ford. Jared and Kendall Yeager are still with me. We're here at Off Ice Athletics, Las Vegas, OIAthleticsLV.com.
Correct.
I'm getting it. I'm getting it. All right, brand new, right here at City National. Anytime you come into the arena, you got to see this place because it's fantastic. I'm going to let you, Jared, explain to us a little bit about the process of how you get in and how you sign up with you guys. And then I'm going to talk about the marketing expert over here and tell us how she's going to market this place to keep you packed.
Oh, there you go. So there's a couple ways you can reach us. Said obviously through our website, which is oiathleticsLV.com. Yes, I know it's a mouthful. It's fun when you're getting all the domain names together. So you can go to contact us through there. It's got my email and phone number. So then you can, or actually a link on there that you can message us directly. So from there, you'll reach out to us depending if it's a person, a group of people, a team. And then what we do is we set up a consultation to come in, and we can talk, get to know you guys, make sure that we're all on the same page on what you're wanting to work on and get improved on. That way, it's not okay, walk in, I'm just going to start throwing stuff at you, because I can either make it way too hard and hurt you, or way too easy and not do anything. So we like to get to know you and what you're wanting to do. And then from there, what we end up doing is building a program around, and then we sign up in here after that.
Okay. So let me talk to the marketing expert.
I'm no expert.
You're getting to be one.
Try.
Okay, so here's the thing. We're in the middle of a pandemic, right? It's affected everybody. I know you guys had previous jobs before this came about. All of a sudden, March comes, and things start to turn crazy in the world. How are you marketing these things? And tell us a little bit about what you're trying to do to bring people out here and let people know that you're here.
Great. Yeah, obviously, March came and all of our work around the world, around the country went haywire. I had absolutely no idea. I was not a social media buff. I'm still not a social media buff. I had never built a website before, but Jared started talking more and more about really starting off Ice Athletics, and he's like, hey, we need a website.
Right.
So I got on my brother's Skillshare account and started taking classes and started learning how to build websites and Instagram, because Instagram seems to be the largest platform right now. We do not have a Facebook yet, just because one social media platform is enough for me at the moment, so we will eventually expand to Facebook. But yeah, so currently, as you said, oiathleticsLV.com is our website. Don't judge it too harshly. It was my first one I've ever built.
I thought it looked great, to be honest with you. But
thank you so much. And then you can also find us on Instagram at off.ath.
Okay.
So that's our Instagram handle. You can message us through there. We respond pretty quickly. As Jared said, you can message us on the website. It goes directly to us, and that actually notifies us. So that's a really quick way to get a hold of us. Or you can just stop by. I mean, the marketing on the outside of the gym and on the inside of the gym is coming along slowly but surely. We're kind of a dark little hallway right now, so just come on up to the second floor. You'll hear the music and just come find us. So yeah, it's coming along. So just come on by, and we're happy to have everybody.
Okay, I told you we'd talk about the up-and-coming Jaeger.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what's looking ahead to you guys in February.
Yeah, we got a new little roster addition coming in February.
Do we know boy or girl yet?
It's a boy.
Ah.
Yes, we're very excited. I was not ready to be a girl mom yet. I was raised in a hockey rink. I was not raised like a girl. I danced and I figure skated, but hockey was my life growing up, hockey and horses. So having a boy, I think, is a little bit more in both of our ballpark. He has a brother, I have a brother. So, but no, we're really, really excited. And as I said, I'll start coaching more, especially the Pilates and different things like that once February rolls around and this little guy is earthside.
Exactly.
Until then, I will be here signing people up and answering any questions that anybody has and assisting with anything that I can on Jared's side of things. But yeah, we're really excited. I don't know if we're crazy for a new business and a new family member all in 4 months, but you know what?
You do what you gotta do,
It's
right?
life. You just gotta roll with it.
Absolutely. We'll wrap it up with Jared. Both of you guys are UNLV all the way through and through. But the thing that I loved, I didn't know this about you until I read it on the website. 7 years of dedication at UNLV to get your master's and do everything. Tell us about being a rebel.
So, I've been a rebel since I was a little kid. There's actually a picture of me back when I was maybe a year old with Stacy Ogman. My grandparents are huge rebel buffs, especially for basketball. Growing up in Las Vegas, so I've been a rebel my whole life.
Right.
I played for the roller hockey team because I learned pretty early on that I wasn't going to go very far in ice hockey as much as I would love to. I was better playing the video game than on the ice. So then we went through our undergrad, and I ended up wanting to stay there to finish my master's. Partially,
Sure.
Kendall was still going to school, and I also had a great supervisor, preceptor that I ended up working with that really helped mold me and learn the more science side of things. And then from there, we've been big Rebel supporters ever since. I ended up coaching a year with UNLV the last year that the team was going with roller hockey when we went to the Nationals. Been a big supporter of the ice hockey team and loving seeing how much that they've been driving forward. Even before the Knights even came in, they were doing a great job trying to build. And so when the Knights came in, it helped them really be able to grow the UNLV name as well. So, they've been able to benefit and done a great job with that as well.
Okay, as I mentioned, I was over at Lifeguard Arena. I had Kerry Bubbles, the president of the Golden Knights, with me as a tour guide. And I joked with him, I said, Vegas Golden Knights, Henderson Silver Knights, are we talking about the Boulder City ECHL Bronze Knights? He said I gave him a great idea, so you never know. But I think the next step everybody wants to know, everywhere I go anyway, and I tell them I've been in Vegas, so they want to go, when is UNLV going to have an NCAA hockey team? How excited would the two of you be to have NCAA hockey right here in the Vegas Valley?
I mean, I think it'd be amazing. It's another thing that the kids in this valley can grow up looking forward to. Is that a level of hockey that UNLV's been able to move up through, even within the ACHA, has really been a big blessing, because the kids can not only see the Knights and now the Silver Knights, but they've also been able to come to these games and see kids who are locals or from close areas like Southern California still play really good hockey. So it gives them something else to shoot for. So just being able to add that on top of it in an NCAA level and kind of follow what ASU has done and be able to perform so well and really help continue to grow the sport, I think would be huge. It's something I would love to see. Something I never thought I would see about 4 or 5 years ago. So it's just tremendous how far it's come, and I think it'd be great once they are able to get it to happen.
Well, the secret is out. The Frozen Four is coming here in 2026. So that's, I think, a great starting point. Mm-hmm. I want to finish up with Kendall on one thing, because I watched you do amazing work as a trainer for UNLV several times. That's where we first met.
Yes.
And I want you to tell me the secret once again, because this always gets me. And I'm sure trainers out there all know it, but tell me the super glue treatment, because I've watched you put so many people back together with super glue that it's incredible. And every time I tell people, you got a bad cut, where's the super glue?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Honestly, yeah, that was a trick that I picked up from another athletic trainer, so I can't take the credit. That's sort of a well-known secret. However, funny story about the super glue. When I was the athletic trainer for UNLV, which was obviously for quite a while, we were in Utah. We were playing against Utah State, and at the time, Jared's best friend was playing for the team, and it was probably about 2 months before our wedding. He was in our wedding party, and somehow he cut his face, and I had to glue it together, and not even 10 minutes after that happened, he did it again. So I told him, I was like, if you get another cut on your face, you are not allowed in my wedding photos. But it works. It leaves less scarring, and it makes it so that if there's something small that you can control quickly, there's plenty of medical grade stuff out there, Dermabond, those kind of things. But super glue just works. Then you can get it at the dollar store. You get these tiny little tubes that you use it once, you throw it away, it stays sterile. It works. I don't know.
I love it. That's great. Guys, thanks for joining me. Thanks for bringing me in and putting me through a workout and showing what it's all about. I mean, this is the next level in my estimation of hockey. I grew up, as I said, back in the 70s and 80s and went to University of Minnesota Duluth, and we didn't have this stuff back then, right? We did the old kind of training to get geared up, and I think now about how much different it would have been had this been available then. So thanks for stepping in on the Sunday special. We'll be in touch. We'll be around. You'll see us a lot. So good luck in the new venture. Good luck with the new baby. And we'll see you all again in about 2 weeks on another Sunday special presented by Bell Ford.